When humans feel vulnerable, we have a specific instinct. We centralize our power, and we start stacking stone until we've built massive walls. The biblical narrative tracks this impulse through the earliest generations. Cain built the first city to hide from his vulnerability. Later, the collaboration at the Tower of Babel sought to centralize humanity in a single structure to make a name for itself. We built these fortresses to guarantee our security, assuming the walls will keep the danger out. But as these stories unfold, we see that those same structures can end up trapping the people inside a rigid system. This tension comes to a head in the portion of Vayera. We are presented with a collision between two different blueprints for human existence: the hyper-civilized fortress of the city and the vulnerable, decentralized life of the tent. To see which system actually leads to human flourishing, the text runs a stress test. It introduces the same variable to the doorsteps of both structures: the arrival of the vulnerable stranger. Abraham is positioned at the Oaks of Mamre, living off the grid and outside the ecosystem of the local city-states. He lives in a tent. A tent is temporary. It has no thick stone walls and no locks on the doors, leaving the inhabitants open to the elements. This lifestyle is decentralized. Because Abraham lacks the protective infrastructure of a central government or an army, he lives in a state of direct dependence on the divine. Then the test begins. 3 strangers appear at the edge of his camp. The standard human reaction is to protect one's borders and view the outsider with suspicion. Abraham does the opposite. He runs toward them, offering urgent hospitality. In this decentralized environment, the other is not a threat to be managed. They are welcomed as an image-bearer, a concept that forms the core of the divine design for humanity. We apply that same stimulus to the city of Sodom. We find Abraham's nephew, Lot, sitting directly at the city's gate. In the ancient world, the gate was the seat of administrative power and government. Lot has integrated himself into the city's centralized system. Those same strangers from the tent arrive at Sodom, and we watch how the city reacts to their presence. The men of the city, young and old, surround the house. They act as a unified mob, enforcing total conformity. Sodom's law was an inversion of Abraham's tent. Where the tent offered hospitality, the city became a system of predatory domination. The Hebrew text calls the result Tze'akah, or the outcry. It is the collective sound of the oppressed, trapped inside a centralized pressure cooker of cruelty. Abraham tries to bargain for the city, searching for just 10 independent thinkers to save it. But a system built purely on centralized control eventually consumes the minds of its citizens, leaving no one left to resist. The city is eventually wiped out. It is a catastrophic reset of a machine that could no longer be redeemed. Yet even as it burns, the system maintains its grip. As they flee, Lot's wife turns to look back at the walls. She is transformed into a pillar of salt. She remains permanently frozen, caught between her escape and the status and false security of the system she left behind. The narrative offers a contrast to this collapse in its final location, the raw, uncultivated peak of a mountain. God pulls Abraham away from even the minimal structure of the tent, bringing him to a place without city councils, armies, or social contracts. To reach the peak of faith, humanity is occasionally stripped of every human-engineered safety net until we are standing alone. For those seeking salvation in the centralized systems of today, these stories serve as a warning. Man-made walls will eventually fall. Only the vulnerability of the tent is designed to last.